Hello video shooters, my name's Josh from videosbyjosh.com, and today I want to walk you through a shoot I did for a furniture company. But that's enough of hearing my voice. Why not hear Josh Diaz on the shoot?
What are we doing today, Josh?
We are filming a repair video shoot for a furniture store here in the city. We've assembled a beautiful living room set here at Allure Studios in Winnipeg, and we're going to be filming for a 12-hour day. So everyone here is excited. So this shoot took place in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in a local studio called Allure Studios, which I like to use. They have big open spaces, good enough to, mock up a living room like I wanted to do. The job was to make a series of furniture repair videos for a local furniture company to outline essentially how skilled their repair technicians are in fixing all different types of broken furniture. So after about a month of planning, we got an entire living room set in, an expert repair person. We walked them through all of the things we wanted them to do, and then it was as simple as a 12-hour day filming with a script supervisor and some paid help to get the shots we wanted for about 20 videos was the deliverable. Let's talk about the room first. So the room is about 25 by 15 feet, a bit of a rectangle, and it's got windows that are closable on the sunward facing side. The walls are pure white, and the floors were this awesome hardwood that I wanted for my fake living room. The furniture company, of course, brought in all sorts of furniture, but what we settled for was a two-piece living room set with a coffee table and an entertainment unit, and we had a bunch of accessories which we kind of shifted around the whole day. You'll see in this footage that we really did move a lot around. Essentially, my job was to film the repair technician fixing the furniture we had brought, so we, throughout the day, were systematically kind of destroying it and damaging it only to have it fixed on camera again. It was one of the more interesting things that I've done on a shoot. Let's talk about the equipment. So on the big stand, I have a 5-foot Chimera softbox attached to an Aperture 300D. I've got three 120D Mark IIs with a variety of different lighting implements scattered around the room. I have a Hollywood dolly with a Sony FX3 on it, a 24-75 on a focus pulling system. The second camera for the shoot was a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 4K camera with a variety of rigging options that we used for close-up and macro shots. And then in the foreground, which is a little bit messy, I have to admit, is our Hollyland Video Village system, where the script supervisor and a couple of our PAs will be viewing the footage so we can get exactly what we know we want before the end of the day. This first shot here, all I wanted to do was get the repair technician to stand behind the sofa, and the job was to just identify the parts on a sofa. That's really the first video, is to identify the parts on a sofa. So we came in, started pointing to stuff, and I got my master on the main camera, and then there's another angle as well. I was pretty discontent with the light at the start. It was overcast, so I don't know why I had the blinds closed, but quickly bringing that light in so we can put a little move on the camera, and then he can point out the areas of the sofa. Turns out sofas aren't actually that complicated. Essentially, he just pointed out the items on the sofa, and I was surprised at how straightforward they were in terms of, right-hand facing arm, left-hand facing arm. So I had to confirm with the script supervisor that there wasn't more to a sofa. You can see me having a laugh about it. I thought sofas were more complicated. You can see the technician is raring to flip the sofa over and start showing off the underside of it. I think we had to reset the system here for a second, but we got a couple shots in the morning, and then we had a bit of a chat as to how things were going to go, because I didn't know he was going to flip the sofa that fast. We were putting down a blanket and stuff. But here we go. Here's the sofa flip. And yeah, we're showing off the underside of the sofa now. We're kind of walking through the logistics of, oh God, is he going to stand in front of the sofa? Or like, is he going to block my shot? We're kind of working it out, but we managed to figure it out. That's Braden in the corner. He was our behind the scenes photographer for the day, and he got lots of great shots. So we're walking through the underside of the sofa part. This is transitioning into another video that they wanted, which was how to evaluate the mechanical parts underneath a sofa. So the repair technician is gracefully telling us that, it's this way, not this way, and this is what I'm going to do. So we're preparing to film that. I got to say, the sofa set that they brought us was incredibly heavy. It was easily a couple hundred pounds. So we had dollies, and we had some people waiting outside the room to help us lift stuff, but it was a good time. You can see I'm kind of fiddling with a plant. I'm like, I want it in the shot. I don't want it in the shot. You can see it peeking in the window. I eventually got it. We got it, and I like the look of the shot as well. So we have our tech walking in, showing off the pieces, and we're out. The videos were very straightforward in the way that there were only a couple shots before we went in and out to different ones, and the technician is now looking to do some more in-depth repairs to the bottom of the sofa. So we're kind of just resetting everything and going into video 3, just flying through the day. I have a little battery charger area right next to the script supervisor. It's not the cleanest setup, but it certainly worked for our day of shooting. Look at me taking some behind-the-scenes photos. And we have our second camera, Eric, coming in. He's going to help us film the rest of this. So at this point, we realized that we needed some macro shots of the details on the mechanical bits, bit of a serial barcode type thing. And Eric had to put on a longer lens and get a little closer. I had to evaluate where he was in my shot and figure out where I wanted to go from there. But yeah, we're instructing the furniture technician to kind of hold up parts as we go. He's telling us, okay, well, I usually have this stuff near me, so maybe I'll bring it over here, and he's bringing his tool belt. And I'm just noticing this for the first time watching back this footage, but he is walking a lot. I feel kind of bad. He was definitely tired after the day was done, but he has his own cart full of tools and stuff, and he was very, very good on camera, so no complaints on that side. This is the point where we get him to walk in, show us the items under the sofa, and I believe he's showing us how to evaluate the power system if your button that reclines your sofa isn't working. That's the intricacies. You see, I put a little move on it, and really like the look of this one, how it went. So I'm just telling him, yeah, it looked great. I guess I told him to do it again, but yeah, looked great. And you can see our script supervisor Sarah is she's supervising the script. She's making sure everything is good to go. One more time for old time's sake. You can see I pulled in a tighter shot for that one, and then I just tasked our second camera, Eric, to go around the back and get a shot of the button, because the button was a key part of that video where you had to press the button at the end to determine whether or not your repair worked. So he got that shot and we finished up, and you can see our food's already coming in, or maybe that's coffee. My first coffee order that day came in, which is excellent. You can probably see that get distributed. Yeah, there's the coffee. So what's a shoot without, coffee? Everyone needs their coffee. It's what makes good shoots. Taking 10 as we move stuff around, adjust some lights, and of course distribute the coffee. For this next video, I believe it did also require a bit of heavy furniture moving. We had a bunch of videos to shoot throughout the day, so I front-loaded all of the heavy furniture lifting at the start of the day so that we can kind of get it while all of our energy was high. So anything that involved moving heavy furniture or really tedious, long repairs in this series was done right at the start of the day. And I think that was to our benefit. We had a lot of easy stuff to do at the end of the day, and it made the whole shoot go a lot smoother. So I'm very happy with that. Eric's walking around with his handheld camera, getting some shots, and then I asked Braden to actually hold a little side light there so he can get his own macro light to film some of the more fine-tuned details as he's fixing the middle of the sofa. So that was an interesting little thing. We have a couple more people coming in just to get their photos and film their stuff, and it's a big team effort. We had as many as 10 people there at once, and for a small room like that, it was it did get quite cramped, so we had to work efficiently. So in this one, he's literally taking out the mechanical core of the sofa, which is one of the most difficult repairs to do on a power recliner like that. It's no easy task. So we see him working on it from this angle, and you can see I'm fighting for space with Eric as he's in front of me, essentially getting that close-up shot with his Blackmagic camera, and I'm avoiding the tripod legs. But we still both got the shots that we wanted. We're talking the whole time. I should mention that this shoot was without sound. It's going to be narrated after the fact, so the air was open and we were talking to each other as the process was going. And even more valuable, the repair technician was talking to us, explaining what he was doing. So on the scratch track, we have the audio of what he's doing, just in case for some reason we forget the intricacies of furniture repair, which I tend to do. So it is helpful. He's brought the sofa into the center of the room, and he's just tearing that thing apart. Again, furniture repair technician Brian was excellent talent and excellent at his job disassembling furniture. You can see I was having a bit of fun there, just pointing the camera around as we waited for some progress on some bolts. But essentially, what was a living room sofa has now been completely dissected into the sum of its parts, which we caught meticulously in steps so that other people can watch the videos that I produced to learn how to fix furniture, which, is going to help a lot of people who need their furniture fixed. So take a bit of solace in that. It's going to be a good thing. Just catching a couple different creative angles on how to repair furniture. If I have a little time, I'll put a move on the camera. But at this point, it was very stop and go. We were getting the shots that we needed, and the level of artistry had come to a minimum. It was very efficient. I'll say that. It ran very well. We were getting shot after shot after shot, and we were checking off a lot of boxes. Everyone's content, and nobody's, overworked, essentially. We were approaching lunch at this point, so we were goofing around a bit and just kind of like looking around, making sure everything was good. Our repair technician took a small break, and then it's back to assembling a sofa in a fake living room, which is a fun task. So this shoot ran essentially from 8 to 8. It was a 12-hour shoot. It took us 12 hours to film roughly 24 videos, so about a 30-minute per video pace, not including breaks and lunch. I think it was a really good value for the company, and that stems not only from their ability to source great-looking furniture and an exceptionally well-mannered technician who looked great working on camera, but also to the fact that the pre-planning was so comprehensive. Like, we had a month to plan this, so I actually took the time to learn about furniture repair. I got all of their documents for how to repair furniture, essentially the old way that they used to train people how to repair furniture, which was just on paper, and I read through them, and I took notes, and I made a production plan and a shot list based on the old standard operating procedures. So essentially I learned how to repair all this stuff myself, just so I would have the knowledge on what shots to get as we were filming it in this studio, because as many of you video creators know, shooting video is not cheap, especially when you're renting the space, you're renting the talent, and you're renting the equipment. You want to make sure that you have the best quality product possible, and to do that,
it was really not a detriment to me to just brush up on furniture repair. Learning about it helped me be a better director of photography. It helped me be a better video creator because I could talk to the technician more accurately about what I wanted, and I knew how to make an appropriate plan. And because of that, we finished, I think it was 7 minutes ahead of schedule at the end of the day. And if anyone has ever shot with me before, they will know that I just love to pack the day. I'm adamant that we take our breaks, but I pack the day with content. And I'll make work where work usually isn't. And, it provides us with a lot of content at the end of the day, but it really is worth it to maximize the value that companies and people are spending on shoots like this. Let's look at some behind the scenes really quickly. In this shot, I was just trying to find out where this plant goes. There was a plant in the back that just looked so awkward in my main shot, and I kept asking the set decorator to move it back and forth, and I feel really bad, but we did end up getting the plant in the right spot. So in a very real sense, I do not feel bad. Here I am explaining to Brian, the real life furniture repair technician, what exactly to expect during the shoot, because when you bring someone in and it's not their job to be on camera, they don't necessarily know what to expect. Now, Brian was an incredible talent. He was very calm. He had a very approachable demeanor. And the best part was that he really knew his furniture. He had been repairing furniture for 20 plus years, and he was accurate as accurate can be. So that's, to me, filming furniture repair was a godsend. It was all I could ask for. Finally, this part was over lunch. I wanted to get a fun little outtake for Brian for being such a good sport on the shoot. So he walked through the door coming back from the lunchroom, and I noticed that he looked particularly heroic. So I said, Brian, furniture repair technician, why don't you walk through the door again, and I'll get a superhero shot of you. So I told him to walk through the door, puff out his chest, and give us a big smile. And I flipped the Hollywood dolly to face the entry to the studio, and I pushed it in, and we got that Clark Kent Superman-esque shot of him. And I fired that off for him to send to, I don't know, his family or put on social media. I'm very fortunate to have been involved in this project, and I'm very excited to see the outcome. A big thanks to everyone who helped me on this job, and I'll see you guys in the next video.